never ceases to amaze how many people get elected into office and don't really understand how the Constitution and the First Amendment work. We have this article coming to us from Fox News. Florida Democrat says those making fun of members of Congress online should be prosecuted, by Lucas Mikolainis for Fox News. So this is Frederica Wilson, and she wears hats like this, and she doesn't think people should be making fun of Congress members online. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And that hat, and I'm very familiar with this lady because she's always wearing, I believe that's a Stetson. I'm not sure, a lady Stetson. I don't know what you'd call it, but she's always wearing those types of hats. So yeah, come on, lady. You'd assume someone like this would have a sense of humor, wouldn't you? Democratic Rep. Frederica Wilson said people who are making fun of members of Congress online should be prosecuted. Oh, well, that explains a lot. No offense, Florida. I love you. I love your beaches. I love your women. But my God. The Florida Congresswoman made the comments on Tuesday outside of the Homestead Temporary Shelter for Unaccompanied Children in her home state. Those people who are online making fun of members of Congress are a disgrace, and there is no need for anyone to think that is unacceptable. There's no need for anyone to think that is unacceptable? Did she actually say that, or is this just a misspelling? Because that's a double negative, right? There's no need for anyone to think that's unacceptable. Basically, why is this article being written? We're going to shut them down, work with whoever it is to shut them down, and they should be prosecuted, she added. You cannot intimidate members of Congress, frighten members of Congress. It is against the law, and it's a shame in this United States of America. Well, here's the deal. You shouldn't be intimidated or frightened by, just what people say online. It's really not a big deal. I mean, when I do this comment section, when I do my comments, guys, you're going to be like, oh, wow, yeah, people say rude stuff to me all the time. It doesn't really matter. I don't care. You laugh it off. That's why I'm a gentleman about it. But if you're frightened, get a dog, I mean, the game that you're in. And no, I'm not saying that to condone any threats of violence. No, not even close. But if you're just talking smack online, that's a completely different ball game. And we have the First Amendment. They have the right to do that. Oh, but that doesn't give you the right to not have consequences. True enough. But a member of Congress, as a member of Congress, I guess it's expected for you to have a bit thicker skin than that. This is from Ryan Sadira. It's just more about another reiteration. They really do pad out these articles. Wilson's comments came amid a controversy over a Facebook group that includes Border Patrol agents and where they allegedly mocked and posted graphic content about members of Congress, including New York Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Is this a public group or a private group? The website ProPublica, who I'm not even really familiar with, posted a story Monday headlined "Inside the Secret Border Patrol Facebook Group Where Agents Joke About Migrant Deaths and Post Sexist Memes." Here's the problem with things online. Even if it is a group, this group could, you never know who's behind the avatar, right? So this group could very possibly have been made by ProPublica. They spent a couple of months hammering out all the details. I'm telling you, the way tech works, take it all with a grain of salt. I mean, has anyone jumped up? There's reports out that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was jumping up in Border Patrol agents' faces and she was yelling at them. And what did they do? They just went about their business and did their jobs. And so when it comes to it, I would expect that same temperament in real life. I mean, people so when it comes to online, I'm sorry, I should expect that same temperament online. Look, if you're not being harmed by it, man, don't even worry about it. In addition to showing indifference towards the deaths of migrants, members made vulgar jokes about Ocasio-Cortez and other members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus ahead of their visit to a Border Patrol facility in Texas on Monday, the story alleged. Seriously, Fox, come on. Your editors got to pick these types of things up. Wilson also blamed President Trump, of course, naturally, for people losing respect for Congress. No. Trust me, this was long before Trump even got into office. Everybody knows that their congressman is nothing more than a talking head. That's it. And the White House saying that he has taken this country to its knees. Well, we are a far more feminized country now, so probably, right? That's how she get what she wants. She once accused Trump of being hateful towards black people and declined to participate in the State of the Union address in 2018. I'm still waiting to see the overwhelming evidence of this. I mean, everybody says it. Not everybody, but a lot of people sit there and talk about how racist he is. I'm not really seeing all this hatred coming directly from him. No, not at all. And it's hard, and it's impossible to blame people for things like, for what they pick up or what they decide to do. I'm not going to put what an individual does on somebody who is not that individual. I mean, he was inspired by it, but people get inspired to do dumb shit all the time. That doesn't mean, if you inspire your friend to go get a job, go get $100,000 a year job, are you entitled to $80,000 of that $100,000? Of course not. Because guess what? It's your friend that went and got the job. Right or wrong. So it's the exact same thing when it comes to even influencers. I didn't put the blame on Candace Owens after the that New Zealand shooting. Why? Because guess what? She's not the one that pulled the trigger. That is one of the biggest problems that we have. It's saying, well, you inspired this person, but I did not. But I didn't. I didn't put a gun in their hand. I didn't make them do any of the things that they did. They did it of their own free will. Just saying. The Congresswoman also rose to prominence in 2017 after she leaked the conversation Trump had with the Gold Star widow whose husband died in Niger, and criticized the president for being so insensitive after he said that the slain soldier knew what he signed up for, but when it happens, it hurts anyway, which is a very factual statement as a former vet myself. Well, not a former vet, as a vet myself. I know there's a lot of paperwork that you got to sign going through MEPS. So there are no there are no shady deals on that end. You know exactly what you're signing up for. And it's nice that he put condolences on it anyway. Like, you know what it signed up, but when it happens, it hurts anyway. And it does. But it's also something that, hey, as he decided to sign himself over to the military, so that's where it is. But this lady, she's just and it's not just her. Maxine Waters, the same. And I believe Clyburn, Cummings, all of these quote unquote black elected officials, particularly those old heads, like those super old heads in Congress, they are just so delirious and so under this illusion that, oh my goodness, that Trump has created this terrible place. I'm sorry, but America's been America this entire time, and America ain't about to change. I'm sorry if you don't like it, but it's the way in which we operate. What changes America is having families interact and work with each other, and people, being around each other. That's it. The rest of this stuff is pure nonsense. And to sit here and say, oh yeah, people need to be prosecuted for making jokes online. Come on, man, miss me with that nonsense. This is why it's so important. It's why it's so important to know who represents you and check them when you can. My congressman, he knows my name. Donald Payne Jr., he knows me very well. My state senator knows me very well. From my mayor to each and every line, with the exception of Murphy, and that's because Murphy is just this Goldman Sachs douchebag, and I really don't even care to know like that. But know who represents you, and when they say dumb stuff like this, check them hard. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna bring this video to an end. All the internet stuff, like it if you liked it or dislike it, I ain't scared. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. Share because sharing is caring, and let me know what you think in the comments. Should a woman that wears a hat like this, shouldn't she have a sense of humor? What else is the hat for? That hat signifies that, hey, let's have a good time. I'm ready to party. Maybe even go to a barnyard dance or something like that, I'm just saying. But let me know what you think. And until the next video.